Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jono's Shout. Presented to you by Jono Toscano. Featuring some of Melbourne's biggest DJs, producers, and nightclub hosts. This is Jono's Shout.
Now, before we get started, a big shout out as always to New Breed Apparel for keeping me out of the nude. Go check out their range of clothes online, and you can actually use Jono for 30% off, which is exciting. So that's Jono. Keep an eye out for their event that might be doing at Code Nightclub in a few weeks too. So get around that. And also a big shout out to Discotex Australia. The best in the business for any repairs when it comes to your speakers, DJ decks and everything in between. So you can go check them out as well online and get your gear repaired, because how good is gear? Now with that all said and done,
Brynny, cheers mate, thank you so much for coming in, brother. What are you drinking, my friend? That's not an alcohol?
No, it's not. It's a sugar-free lemonade.
And what's the story behind this?
I'm on a detox, so I'm going to go 6 months without any beers.
Coming into summer.
Yeah, got to get that summer rig together.
And how many days have you done?
I'm 5 days shy of 4 months now, so
it's good effort, bro.
118 days, I think.
Fucking oath, man. We'll be sick. We'll see a bloody. Imagine your body in summer, bro. Jeez, the girl's gonna be dripping, mate.
Well, hopefully.
Well, dude, let's get into it. So, Brynny, you were discovered at a time, man, where the scene was absolutely booming. All nightclubs are packed, man, until stupid hours of the morning. Pretty sure Sparksy was still playing a couple of local gigs. And social media was kicking off, bro. I think that was a time where it was going nuts, and I think you used this to your advantage. You used to upload a lot of videos of like promoing your shit and doing those faces.
The selfie videos.
The selfie one, yeah, the base ones.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, and from an outsider's point of view, bro, it looked like you were just going to be huge, and it's sort of destined to make it big, and the future was always going to be quite bright for you, man. And with you have 100,000 SoundCloud followers and millions of streams on all sites, and you got fans literally all over the world. And now you're running sick events and nights, dude. Like, you've certainly had a big impact on the scene. So with that said, man, I want to know how you got your name to start with.
Brynny. Oh, well, yeah, pretty much. My name's Bryn.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
So you just put an NY on?
Yeah, like my nickname in high school was Brynny. Originally, Brynny only had one N in it.
Oh.
But my ex-girlfriend actually
put the other one in?
Yeah, she put the extra one in there, and it seemed fit, you know. It was longer, it was much too short with just one hand.
Yeah, I agree. Well, did you ever think of Brinton or Brynley or...
No, fucking
what about
Brynley.
Bryn me the horizon?
No. It was always destined to be Brynny.
It's got a good ring, bro. It's just Brynny.
Mum always used to, she always used to say that she gave me a real short name, so I couldn't make it any shorter. So
that's smart.
I made it longer.
Yeah, well, dude, I got a mate called Ned, and like, how do you shorten Ned? It's just like...
You make it longer.
Neddy. Yeah, fuck, there you go, Neddy. Well, dude, winding back the clock, man, you're a young bloke from the pointy end of town, aren't you? You're from Crib Point.
Cribby.
Yeah. Represent.
3919.
Dude, there you go. Have you got that tattooed?
No, I haven't.
Not yet?
Nah, not yet. Yeah, actually, I might do that.
Well, it seems like you're a loose cunt, man. You're a funny cunt. You're quite popular back in the day, obviously now, but back in the day as well. What's your story though, bro, from growing up to maybe to the school days to when you found music? What's your story, bros?
Pretty much just, you know, like any other person who was interested in music, you know, I had a love for it. You know, I wasn't really good at much when I was younger. I was fucking useless at sports.
Yeah.
I can't kick a footy to save my life. I played like one game of footy in my life. It was school footy. Kicked a goal for the other team. So,
good effort.
Yeah, no, I was never really good at footy, which a lot of, you know, the kids that age were.
Yeah.
So I never really got into sports or anything. Academically, like, never really, you know, succeeded in much.
Didn't give a shit about school?
Yeah, school wasn't my thing. You know, we all went through that kind of stage where you're not in high school and you get a bit off the rails.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, I think the first time I was ever really interested in DJing and club music and stuff would have been in about year 6.
Yeah,
We were watching It's All Gone Pete Tom, if you've ever seen
that. Oh,
yeah. Yeah,
Fucking
I
hell.
remember because my sister rented it when she had like a few of her mates over to stay around, and it was R-rated at the time, so I was pretty fucking excited about that.
Yeah,
So
dude.
I would be like 10 or 11.
Watching that one.
Yeah, I watched that. I was like, this is fucking awesome.
That's
Like,
sick.
despite the fact that the story's about him fucking losing his hearing. And
Yeah, no
and
shit.
having
So,
heaps drug problems and stuff like that. But yeah, I love that. And then, you know, in my high school years, I played around with like mixed night stars. And stuff
oh
like
yeah,
that.
cool,
I
cool.
remember I made these demos, and they were like, it went from like AC/DC into like Spider Bait into like Suck Margie. And it had that, this is a mix master demo over the top of the fucking watermark.
The watermark.
So yeah, I did a bit of that, and then yeah, just like I learned more. I learned heaps of stuff off YouTube about DJing, and yeah, just kept watching videos.
Did you watch that bald dude on YouTube?
Alice Skin?
Alice Skins,
Yeah,
the
bro,
pommy
I watched
guy.
every
I watched it as well,
fucking
bro.
video.
He's a sick
He's
cunt.
still making videos. I
Is
looked
he?
him up yesterday, and like 10 years on, he's still smashing out videos.
Dude, shout out to Alice Skins. What a sick cunt. He was like, oh, this is my DJM 700 with my CDJ 400. Now we're going to learn to beat match. Click your
Yeah.
fingers, everyone.
And he
like,
did the diagrams with the cars.
yeah, dude. He's a sick cunt. I learned off him as well.
Well, there you go, Alice Skins. Check his channel out.
Yeah, if you're trying to
Still
actually
making
learn.
videos now.
What a man. That's sick.
That bloke's got to be like mid-50s or something.
Definitely, he's got a real passion though.
Yeah.
So why did you start, bro? You've always had a love for tunes, have you? And you just thought this would be cool?
Sorry, microphone. Right there.
Dude, that's the sugar-free talking, bro.
Yeah. Why did I start? I guess, you know, it just...
Like, was anyone doing it at the time? Because this is before.
Nah, not really. When I was in high school and stuff, it was... Oh, I remember we used to listen to a lot of Scotty Castan and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I used to have
On
his shit as well.
MySpace.
Yeah.
So those mashups were huge, and like everyone in my year really loved that stuff.
Yeah, sick.
And I was just like, I want to be like this guy.
Oh, fair enough.
You know, me, like, there were a few blokes a couple years older than me that were kind of into it and stuff. And I got involved and, you know, like, did a lot of searching for Melbourne tunes on old forums and stuff.
Yeah,
like Grover
cool.
Mafia and stuff like
Oh,
that.
man.
I got so many, like, old rips of just tracks that just had, like, 2 minutes long.
Yeah, of course.
It's just all horrible quality.
Yeah.
Like, you listen to it now, you're like, what the fuck?
But you would have had, that would have been treasure. At
Yeah, it was.
Probably years now.
Well, it was, yeah. I have heaps of old Meltec tunes.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, love the old Meltec tunes.
That's sick, man.
Alright, so then I want to talk about gigs, man. How long after deciding to give it a crack did you start getting gigs, and whereabouts were they?
Also, I pretty much was like given a red hot shot from about 13, 14 years old when I was putting out stuff on MySpace, when MySpace was kind of going down and Facebook was going down.
Okay.
Might have been earlier than that, can't really remember exactly, but
So would you upload music to MySpace?
yeah, it's still on there now.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, DJ Brynny.
Like, that's that. That's
No,
cool.
you needed a fucking an account to make it work, and
I'll make one.
I tried to
Yeah.
get some access to it, and it was some pretty. Look at this like mashed up of Eric Pryde's piano on it.
Oh, dude.
It's shocking.
That's unreal.
Yeah, but the first time I ever played like in front of people was one of my mates. I think it was his 16th birthday.
Yeah, cool.
He had this backyard party, right? And his stepdad had this fucking boat, and it was just a fishing boat. And we put this massive tarp over it, had this huge bonfire. I was up in this boat,
Dude.
like DJing.
It's fucking sick.
I used to have my old decks for these. I had this Behringer 4-channel mixer analog, and these two hybrid turntables, which
Sick.
are like the turntables where you put CD in it.
So, did you do house parties?
Yeah, I did heaps.
So you had like the gear?
I did the whole mobile
Yeah,
thing for
sick.
years until I was about. I think I just stopped when I was 18. I just, you know, I got after that party. I would have gotten Pioneer equipment probably about a year and a half later.
Yeah, cool.
And
That's when you take it to the next level. isn't
yeah,
it?
I was
You're
doing a lot of parties and stuff, but the gear was worth a bit of money, and
Yeah.
I had a few instances where speakers were damaged and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So it was
it's
like
always-
I didn't really want to keep doing that and risk all that because there was a lot of money.
Oh, it's fucking crazy. And
I
they don't
was, like,
give
I
a
was
fuck.
like 16 years old, and it was like, you know, like $4,000 a year.
Yeah,
You know,
dude,
and
it's
that's
like-
like
it's a lot.
It's like fuck. You know,
No
it's a lot of
shit.
money now.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Like,
I've got like $5,000 in my account, bro. So that's
People fucking throwing bottles and shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, nah, fuck this, it's not worth it.
Nah, it's good because they don't give a fuck when they're pissed, do they? It's crazy
No.
shit.
But I did heaps of parties and stuff like that. I used to love them, like
Yeah.
good memories and stuff like that. But
So then, when you were 18, you said you stopped. Did you then go into clubs and did you do like promote a DJ sort of thing?
yeah, so when so in that time when I was doing parties and stuff, I would make music flat stick.
Yeah.
I was always making music.
Talk about
come
that.
over from school.
Yeah.
But yeah, my when I turned 18, I had a lot of music out, and I knew exactly what I had to do to get recognised by these clubs. So
how did you know that? Did someone tell you? Did you have help from anyone?
I just used logic, man. I was just like, if I want these people at nightclubs to know me, I gotta go. So I went and I drank with them, and I just did everything that I had to do to get those gigs, and I promoted, and I didn't whinge about it.
Yeah.
You know, like I was just like, if they're gonna put me on, so I can do what I love. What's like? All I gotta do is post a fucking photo.
True, it's not bad.
Post a flyer and then rock up and drink every weekend, which I was loving. I just turned 18, you know.
Exactly.
Like going out to clubs and shit. You know, didn't have to use my fake ID anymore.
Nah, true.
That was good, man.
Well, you say logic though, man, but a lot of people these days don't see it as logic. They see it as like a chore almost. Oh, I gotta fucking, and it's sort of like, what are you doing?
Well, I think it just comes down to how dedicated you are.
Yeah, I agree.
If you want something enough, you make it happen.
Fucking oath, man. I've got written down here fluid underage because we're talking around a time where you're getting gigs and that. And I remember playing it a few and you were playing as well. And shout out to James Theodore, one of my good mates. He used to have a lot to do with running them and booking. I think he booked you and stuff. And he told me this funny story about you rocking up with orange juice bottles with vodka in them to underages. So is that true?
Yeah, no, well, you know, fluid underage, so they had that at Chase's in Glenferrie.
Yeah.
And like, I grew up in Cook Point, which was like, you think Frankston, and then 30 minutes more.
So it's just the arse end.
Like, it is as far down as you can go without going forwards and stuff.
Yeah, true.
Like, it's far down on the other side of the bay.
Yeah.
And we used to have to get the Stony Point line to Frankston, which is 45 minutes on the train, and then an hour and a half on the train, or an hour or whatever to get to Glenferrie.
So you're over 2 hours on the train.
Yeah. So what we did is, because we didn't have a lot of money,
Yeah.
so you know, like 4 of us would, you know, split a bottle of vodka for like $10 each, and then get ourselves a bottle of orange juice each, and we get good shit, good orange juice.
Yeah, but
shit vodka, very good orange.
Yeah, good.
And we just like take a quarter out of the bottle and just put it in, and then like, you know, sneak it in the back doors and stuff like that.
That's fucking sick. That's a pisser. So you would have been the loosest one there, mate.
Yeah.
Just about.
I remember a lot of those nights were just like.
They were fucking good shows, man. They were good gigs.
Those lineups were insane. What they had, fucking Sparks and all that stuff playing at underages and stuff in Glenferrie.
Yeah, like this little local place. I know. I got a photo we'll talk about later on with Sparks and stuff. It was unreal.
Four rooms full of just kids.
Yeah, just little kids, juicy wiggling at the time.
Juicy wiggling, that's a class.
Now onto your production, bro, because there's a lot to talk about with this side of thing. Just a side note, for anyone who is watching and who's not familiar with some of the songs I'm going to mention, you can go onto Bryn's second SoundCloud account, because he's got some of the real OG shit, I guess. You got some of your older stuff on there.
Yeah, the real old stuff, the
X-Files. So you've released a heap of hits over the years, man. I'm talking originals like 450, K9, Get Wrecked, which is one of my favourites.
They are very old.
Yeah, dude. But they were hits, and Inferno as well, to name a few. And then obviously your bootlegs, which shaped Melbourne in a way that no one probably thought was going to happen. It was unbelievable. But you mentioned before you did put out a lot of original stuff very early, and it's always had that sort of Brynny sound, sort of grunty, almost complextro, bouncy, like just, it's fucking offbeat, heavy bassline vibe, and of course kick bass. But did you have any musical background though? Because someone who was tuning out so much original music, like, did you just learn?
Yeah, so I couldn't play an instrument.
Yeah.
I failed music in middle school. Like, it's like, as soon as it became an elective, it wasn't a subject. I couldn't stand it. Like, which is, you know, I mean, I've always loved listening to music. When I was younger, I used to just like, I had a stereo in my room. I used to pump it every day when I got home from school. But
you just didn't like
the idea behind, like, I would always blame my hands. Like, I'm like, oh, I haven't got the fingers to play guitar, or I haven't got the you know, the timing to play drums or whatever. But like, you know, it's just me making excuses. I didn't try hard enough. Yeah. But it wasn't, you know, I still to this day struggle reading script music.
Oh mate, I wouldn't have a clue either.
Like, it's just.
I Google, if I'm writing a tune, I still have to Google like chords in F minor, and I just stick to that, man. Yeah. And I'm slowly learning, but I've never learned it either. I think it's. Do you think it's needed?
I don't think it's needed, but I mean, I look back now and I wish I had focused a bit more on music. I wish I had known a bit more about the theory. I mean, pretty much my process now, if I go to make a MIDI thing, like, it's just trial and error.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
I know what's gonna work, and it's like I've got an ear tuned to, you know, like putting something in key.
Yeah.
It's quite easy because I use a lot of sampled leads.
Yeah.
So I use sample to make vocal cuts and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
of
I can make a
course.
vocal cut in key in seconds because
Yeah,
it's just
that's
like I can just take any part of what I want and then, you know, I just match it with a bass. And,
Yeah.
you know.
So you can hear that, just bass and...
Yeah, like I'll
Match it
I'll play both of them at the same time. Like
That's
I'll play
cool.
the bass, like the bass in C, and then the sample, and then I'll just change the octave of the sample.
Fucking hell.
And then like I can hear when it hits the sweet spot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's good.
That's all you need, man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, well, it's like trial and error. That's
Yeah.
music, man.
Use your ear.
Yeah.
Well, although your originals were very Melbourne-y and choppy and cool, you're also doing this other sound, bro, which was the kick bass sort of movement in a way.
The old kick bass.
Dude, how the fuck did you get this idea? Because is it fair to say you were pretty much one of the real original first people to do it, or is that?
No, I wouldn't say that I was. You know, there was a lot of it around.
Yeah,
But
you sort of made it to a new level though, man. Like with that Maybe they don't wait
Oh,
for
don't wait.
you. Fucking unreal. Like, how'd you get the idea, bro? Unreal.
I don't know, man. I was like, there were a lot of tunes like that at the time. Like there were a lot of, because at the end of the day, it's just a Melbourne tune, but the bass is progressively up and down.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of tunes like that already. But you know, when I made the Maypie tune, I loved the song at first, and it gave me good vibes. I wanted to do a remix of it, but I didn't want to spoil the fact that it was a happy tune.
Yeah,
and all that.
true.
So I just kind of just made a Melbourne tune, but moved the bass up and down.
Yeah.
And then, like it got great success on SoundCloud.
I was going to ask, how many plays did they get on SoundCloud?
Oh, I couldn't tell you because like it was originally on another an old SoundCloud. Which,
You've gone through like 4 SoundClouds, haven't you?
no, I got three.
Jesus
SoundCloud.
Christ.
So my first one was removed from copyright. So
Yeah.
you know, which the most upsetting part about that is, you know, I lost all that work. That
Yeah.
I had old shit, like old stuff.
Yeah, fucking oath. Like
That
a
was, and then they take down your account, and then it's all gone. There's no way to get it back.
it's brutal, man. They don't give a fuck.
But yeah, like with the kick bass thing, yeah, it was.
How'd it come about?
I just kind of made music, man.
When you made it, man, did you finish it and go, oh, I'm onto something here?
Yeah, like, yeah, it's something like that, man.
little
Like, because I remember, because I finished it on Christmas Day
Yeah.
when I was about 17,
Ah, yeah.
and we had this huge party at the Navy base,
Yeah.
and like this guy had just moved into this court, and there was his house was the only house in the court, so we had the court like that. We had this DJ deck set up and lights, and it was fucking hot as, and like we had all this Jaeger, and we just had this mad party, and like I remember playing it, and everyone loved it, and it
Oh,
got
that's
played like
amazing.
100 times that night.
Fucking hell.
So it was like one of the first times like, oh, my music isn't that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
true. You're onto
know.
something.
And it got a lot of good responses. And then, you know, I was always in between, you know, making the bouncy stuff that I really enjoyed and then making the kick bass. I mean, not to say that I didn't enjoy making kick bass, but yeah, you know, like it was two different sides of things.
Definitely.
It was like two different attitudes to take towards music. It was this commercial happy side, and then there was this.
Bit gruntier.
Yeah, like this.
Clubby?
Yeah, I like the under your skin kind of like
Yeah,
gives you vibes kind of.
I feel you, man. Well, could you notice like a bit of? Did you get more gigs and popularity after that tune got released? Did that help you sort of skyrocket?
Don't wait helped me a shit ton.
Yeah.
I got a lot of gigs off the back of that.
Yeah.
This
in Melbourne, or did it go further than that, like Australia?
well,
or even?
mostly in Melbourne, like.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was times when I was playing overseas that I actually got this fucking really nasty message from someone once in Ireland when I played my first Irish tour. She was like, Brynny, you fucking. She cracked the shits because she came to watch me play at the box in Belfast, and I didn't play Don't Wait.
Oh, shit.
And she sent me this fucking angry ass message saying I paid fucking £5 to get in and you didn't fucking play Don't Wait.
Come to Melbourne, cunt. You'll hear it every weekend.
I was just like, oh fucking Jesus! I'm like, that song was at least 4 or 5 years old by then.
Jesus.
And I was just like, I'm like, fucking, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, no shit. You get sick of his shit, mate.
Yeah, you
That's
know,
unreal.
you move through stuff.
Oh, definitely. Well, so that goes to show it did hit audiences all around the world. Then over time, man, you released other bootlegs like Love Story, Dancing in the Moonlight. I remember that one. I used to play that at like 18ths and that.
Yeah.
Payphone, same. 4 or 5 seconds. That was fucking unreal.
That's it.
And then the other, was it, how do you say it? Maypie?
Change.
Yeah.
Maypie.
Changed one. Now, what was the story behind the Change remix of bootleg? Because was that meant to be an official remix?
Yeah, so I was approached by Vigilant, who
Yep.
couple of Swedish or Dutch, I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple of young blokes, some Universal, they hit me up. They loved the Don't Wait Billy.
Sick.
And they were like, would you be interested in doing a collaboration with us and we can get it released officially? And I'm like, 100%.
Yeah.
And then we worked on that back and forth for a while, and then I added, instead of it just being like, you know, kick bass and vocal, you know, that was when I started to add more like the lead and and the choppy vocals and stuff, and then the big brass stabs, and that kind of took it from, you know, what kick bass was, which was just this basic, you know, offbeat bass line, and then it like just took it to another level, and it was like, but it was still very like bare to its roots, like in a way minimal's bare to its roots, where it's like just a big heavy kicking bass.
Definitely.
This was like a heavy kicking bass, but you know, it was moving up and down.
Yeah, I feel that.
And it was different. Like it had that grindy lead that I like.
Yeah.
And I got such an amazing response on that. I think it had like 100,000 plays in the first 24 hours.
Holy shit!
SoundCloud.
That's unheard of nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
SoundCloud. Yeah.
It's a hard thing to bloody use.
Yeah, good old SoundCloud.
Well then, just more like recently, man, you released your Dance Monkeys bootleg, which was awesome. That was a bit more stripped back as well. That was almost like not a minimal vibe, but it was. Is this something you're sort of gonna do more of?
Look, I like in the past year, I kind of procrastinated with making music, and I just, you know, I haven't really been feeling myself and haven't really been enjoying it as much. But you know, when you know, like I've taken the detox from alcohol and partying and shit like that. That's helped me so much, because I was just like life wasn't like, I wasn't getting much enjoyment out of life. Like things were getting hard. I didn't really. I wasn't having fun with things, and like music was just this job that I did for money to keep, you know, like I you know, I still loved it. I was getting less love out of it. I was getting more fun out of just partying. And then it was kind of becoming tedious, and like I'd make music, and you know, when you got more people in the project, like managers and booking agents and stuff like that, you know, you've got to agree on things.
Oh, definitely.
And there was a lot of disagreement going on with what I was making, and like, you know, they want you to make something, and then you want to make something else, and sometimes you'd agree on stuff, and sometimes you wouldn't. And like the Dance Monkey remix, I've just, you know, I've kind of stopped giving a fuck about what anyone else thought, and I'm just like, if I can, I'll just put something together on Ableton, and then, you know, if I like it, I'll put it out.
Fuck oath,
and with Dance Monkey, like, there was a market there. Dance Monkey was sitting there for too long without a heavy remix. And I was just like, fuck, someone's got to do it. And then I told a few of my mates to do one, and then they kind of procrastinated on it for a while, and I was just like, fucking, I'll do it.
Well, it's going well. Like, it's killing it.
It's doing alright, and it's just. But like, you know, the people that I see downloaded that and stuff, I know they're strictly minimal artists. And they're like, oh, you know, don't like kick bass. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, that is kick bass. Except the bass doesn't move.
It's
so
just the one
like
note.
kick bass, like,
well, it's interesting though.
You can't please everyone.
You can't, man. It's impossible. And it's interesting what you were saying though about like when you get managers and that coming in, and you have to try and, you don't have to like alter your sound in a way, but if they're not happy with something, they're not gonna sort of back it, and that's a shame, I think, bro, because having the outlook like you do now, just think, fuck it, like, who gives a shit? People like it, just take it.
Just fucking do it.
Yeah, and that sort of leads me in, man, to like agencies and stuff. I want to talk about agencies with you, because in 2014, this big thing happened, bro. You signed to an agency, That Sound. Was it a goal of yours to sign to an agency back then?
Yeah, it was. It was, signing with That Sound was the goal I had. I set the goal at the start of the year, and I was just like, this is what I'm going to do. And I achieved it. You know, I worked my ass off, put out heaps of music, played heaps of gigs.
And you got there.
Drove a lot of miles, posted a lot of flyers. And then, I was wrapped. You know, it was good to be recognised. It's kind of recognition for all the hard work you put in.
Definitely
to get signed to a team.
And shit took off from there, man. Like the gigs you were getting after the announcement, and obviously the work you're putting in was nuts. Like you were playing, I think, Bali, like Stereosonic. But you're not like UK, you know, like all those overseas places. You also polled in the IDM awards, like, it's pretty fucked, man. That took you to the real, it sort of legitimised you even more as a brand, do you think? Can you tell us about life, like, at That Sound? And
That Sound was it was a good experience for the most part. You know, working with, I worked really closely with Daniel Amana. Really nice guy. They did a great job at leapfrogging, you know, my music. You know, I was just this, you know, kind of in the middle guy, and then they really sent me, you know, to another level. Which you know, you can't it's not something you could really, you could do it on your own. But the team made it so much better.
Oh, for sure.
It taught me a lot about, the industry and like dealing with, I didn't even know what a fucking rider was.
Yeah, no, neither did I, mate. And you get all this shit written on it, you're like, fuck.
The first gig I ever played in the state, they were like, oh, what do you want on your rider? And I was just like, fuck. I'm like, Dad, what's a rider?
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, oh, just like, give us like a couple bottles of Powerade or something.
Yeah.
and then it turned into like a few bottles and stuff.
Yeah, that's man.
It just changed. And it was like, that sound did great for my career, it was the right time for them.
Yeah.
And,
well, they got you at a good time, man, and you got them at a good time as well, I think.
Yeah.
Because
they were working real hard, and I was working real hard. So,
yeah.
It was a good combination, and they helped put me on the map.
Yeah, well, it takes a team, bro, especially nowadays.
Absolutely.
So you got to work together. And then a few years later, man, I think it was 2017. From what I saw, you moved to Lucky Entertainment, so you went up again to the boys at Lucky. Can we ask the reason for the move?
It was just, at the time it was a bit of, I just guess I wasn't seeing the results anymore.
Yeah.
I felt a bit put on the back burner.
Yeah.
To being second best to other people in the agent.
Okay.
Like, other people working for the agency.
Yeah.
So it was a bit, there were a few issues there that needed to be addressed that that sound weren't able to resolve. And at the end of the day, I lost faith.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And I'd always, Jay from Lucky Ant. When I was 19, I moved from Crib Point.
Yeah.
And I was living with Jay.
Okay.
This is when Jay worked with That Sound.
Yep.
And then Jay had gone to Lucky for a few years after that.
Yeah.
And I was like, good on you, do you.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. I wasn't interested in moving to Lucky. I was happy with everything, but I guess at some point it just it was time to move on, and I just moved on. And
fair enough.
I'm happy with how Lucky treat me, and we do great work together. Like the business is run really well. They got a lot of opportunity out there, and
heaps, man. They got something for everyone or for everything,
Yeah.
bro. It's all over the world.
they've got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. Well, what's your thoughts on agencies overall? Because I think I ask a lot of people who come on here the same question. Because it's everyone's goal and dream, man, to sign to an agency, I think. It was obviously yours, it was mine, and we've been lucky enough to do it. But what's your thoughts nowadays on agencies, like,
I think
for people watching?
The agencies are going to always have a big influence on any kind of any entertainment thing.
Definitely.
Like with music, agencies are going to regulate, the prices and everything that everyone's getting. Getting an agency and becoming a part of a team is always a good goal, because what you think you can do on your own, the agency can do behind the scenes, but on a higher level.
Definitely, yeah.
At the same time, though, it shouldn't be everything you work towards.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of young kids and stuff, especially now, who are like, all right, get signed to an agency, sick, like, that's all I need to do. They get signed to an agency and they fucking sit back, They do nothing. It's not what your agency can do for you, it's what you can do for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, pretty much all they're there to do is make sure you're locking in gigs, they're making hard decisions for you, organising meetings, just giving you general guidance and stuff like that, making sure that your accounts are in order,
true.
making sure you're getting paid, you're getting paid what you're worth and stuff like that, because putting a second, third person in the mix, it leaves all the hard calls to them. Yeah. Because you don't want to, like, get on a phone call to someone be like, oh, look, I'll give you $100 to play at this venue.
Oh, exactly.
When you're worth 5 times that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, oh,
it's
no,
awkward,
because then you become the arsehole.
Definitely. You need
someone else in the middle there.
Yeah, it sort of smoothens it all out. It makes it a bit, I know what you mean, because how awkward is asking for money off anyone, bro? Yeah. Even if you earn, like, you're worth it or earned it, it's nice having someone else being like, wait, where's his money? And
because then you're not the arsehole.
Yeah,
the agent's the arsehole.
Yeah, they're good cunts, but they do their job.
It's a professional level of, like, separation.
Exactly.
You need to put things into their own baskets. So.
Oh, definitely. The artist should just be focusing on him and the artist or her, and that's it.
Make fucking music, put out content.
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's what the artist should be doing.
Now, down the track, bro, we were talking about now you're running a super successful nightclub in Mornington, obviously being area. You've just had your first birthday a few weeks or a month ago, maybe, a few weeks ago, so that's sick. You're onto you hit the year mark, which is awesome.
We made a year.
That's sick, dude. This day and age, or this time of in the scene, bro. That's quite hard, I think.
Yeah,
Because-
we're very lucky.
Yeah,
Our
you've got
scouts
good crew, man.
Oh yeah, we owe it all to our crew, our promoters and our local DJs. They're very loyal.
Yeah.
It's a family vibe. It's not just a nightclub full of
Yeah.
people.
You can see that, bro.
DJs.
You can see it online almost. Like all you guys and the girls who promote it just come together during the week and fucking slam. Like it's good to see because yeah, it's got to be more of a family thing, I think, other than like use me list, I'm gonna make money and fucking I'll see you there.
Yeah, no shit. It's not about selling your guest list. It's about selling the night.
Definitely, man, having fun. Has it been something you've always wanted to do? Run events, run a night?
No, you know, particularly, I remember having this conversation with my dad when I was 18. Dad's like, oh, you know, when you finish DJing, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, dude,
like,
that's all. Every dad
it
thinks
doesn't
that.
matter. I'm gonna DJ.
Yeah, till I'm fucking dead, you know.
Spacey, doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll make it happen. Nah.
Every dad says that, bro.
I honestly thought, you know, when I was younger that I you know, once I was done with DJing, I didn't want to be involved in the nightclub scene because it was just, you know, like we all get older and stuff like that. You know, we don't want to be in the nightclubs forever. One day I don't want to be like, you know, 40 years old.
Yeah, no
like
shit.
18-year-olds coming in the club and shit.
Fuck no, I don't.
I just go to bed. But
yeah.
But you know, like when me, Tomo, and Holding got together and we had, you know, we had a meeting about this before we ever ran an event. You know, Tomo was trying to pull the trigger. He was like, let's do it.
Yeah,
and I was just like, But seeing his dedication, it inspired me. I'm like, why the fuck not?
Fucking nice.
You know, and then we did it, and now I love it.
Yeah,
I love the
that's
grind, and I love, like, it's a different feeling. When you DJ a crowd and you fill a room DJing, that feels great.
Yeah.
When you fill a nightclub, it feels great too. But it's
Yeah.
different, you know.
I would be different for sure, and a lot of effort that goes in behind the scenes. I can imagine, man,
Yeah.
to stand back and go, "Fuck, look what we've done."
But you can do all that stuff in your jocks, in your lounge room,
Yeah.
on your laptop.
True.
You don't need to be out and doing that shit. Everything happens on the computer.
Yeah, that's right. How do you balance, man, the DJ life / event manager, nightclub runner life? Like, is it hard? Have you found it tough?
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I pretty much, I'm not really taking on many gigs on Fridays now.
Yeah, fair.
You know, there wasn't a heap of money to be made on Fridays anyway. I'm still doing DJing Saturday nights, still, like, you know, mostly touring stuff, like,
Yeah, definitely.
do a heap of, like, regionals in New South Wales,
Yeah.
Adelaide,
Yeah.
you know, like, up north and stuff like that. That's pretty much my biggest clientele. I don't
Yeah.
play a heap of shows in Melbourne anymore, just because you know the scene's moved forward a bit.
Definitely.
There's a lot more vibe around, you know, minimal techno and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's just not me.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
and I'm happy with that. You know, I got exactly what I need in Melbourne. And,
Yeah.
but yeah, when it comes to balance and stuff, you know, my day is the same almost every day. I wake up, I go to the gym, I have breakfast,
Yeah.
and then I work.
Sick.
And I'll work pretty much half the day. And whether or not I work on a Monday, I'll do heaps of stuff at the club, organise everything, and sometimes I want to make music.
Yeah.
So I'll just decide, you know.
Which work comes first?
Yeah, I'll just decide, well, if something needs attention, something needs attention.
Exactly.
So I'll do
finish
that. But
yeah.
when it comes to it, you know, like I just make a decision. But it doesn't matter because either way, I'm loving it because
Yep.
I'm living things I'm passionate about.
Oh, fucking oath, man. I mean, you literally are living a dream. Like, it's sick.
Yeah.
And the other event you're running, is it the Mind Flayer? Or is that how you...
The Mind Flayer.
Yeah, you've just... have you just announced or you're teasing something soon? Is there something coming up?
Yeah, we're coming out with a new event soon, very
Yep.
soon. Can't drop too many details.
Nah, fair enough.
But yeah, Mind Flayer.
That was fucking a success at the Chelsea Live.
It was really, really good. Yeah,
That's mad.
it was a big job.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a 1,200 person venue.
Far out.
So it was like we were like it was a bit nerve-wracking.
Oh, for sure. It's a bit more legit, man, than just a little nightclub. Not a little, but
Yeah.
it's the next level.
Yeah, it was almost 3 times the size. No, not quite. But it was considerably bigger.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know the location of it.
Yeah.
In Chelsea Heights. It was quite a mission to get from, you know, where we were. It's like 40 minutes from
Yeah.
where we were running the nightclub.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, like the creative idea behind it, the whole Mind Flayer thing with the octopus,
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons thing, the Stranger Things stuff.
Looks sick.
It was, yeah, well, that was good because it was something I was like, this is going to be a good fucking idea.
Yeah.
And
Did you come up with the idea?
yeah, so
Fuck
Mind Flayer
yeah.
was my creative idea, and I said
Good.
it. I said it to the boys. I'm like, it's gonna sound weird,
Yeah.
but I'm like, we can do it. And then Holding was behind it straight away. He was like, fuck, this is great. Like,
Fuck
let's do
yeah.
it. So I'm like, thank God. And then Tommy was a bit like, what, man?
Stressing out as usual.
He's got to worry for all of us.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, no, we all pulled together in the end and pulled it off.
And you're doing another one, so that's even more exciting.
We're doing another one, and I reckon our second one's going to be much bigger.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And a lot more to look forward to.
Well, I'm excited to see, man. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Well, as a nightclub runner slash event, I guess you can call yourself that now, man. What do you look for in new up-and-coming DJs? Because there's probably a lot of dudes listening who go, fuck, like, how do I get my name on Brynny's list, I guess, on their radar? Like, what would you look at to book a new person?
The biggest thing, I think, is just having good attitudes.
Yeah.
These kids, like, if you got a bad attitude, you got nothing.
Yeah.
If you think you're too good to go down a nightclub, like, if you want to get a gig in a nightclub, you're not making music like Tiesto.
Yeah, exactly.
And you want something for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to get it if you sit at home.
True.
If you want to be a part of a crew, you got to go down and go talk to them. Introduce yourself to people. I can tell you every single person that's ever come to me at the club and said g'day and told me they were DJ and shit and they'd love to be on.
Yeah.
And I just say to them, mate, you get behind the night, come down.
Yeah.
I put them on.
Fair
Even
enough.
if it's once, like, as long as I know they can physically DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
They come down and showed their support and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I love that. You support me, I'll support you back.
Fucking oath.
And that's pretty much what we look for. Loyal crews. Don't sit on your high horse and act like you're too good to go down to a nightclub.
Yeah.
Like, what have you got to offer to this nightclub?
True.
Like, if you're not putting together the best fucking mixes in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, people are only booking you because you get people on your guest list. I'm like, if your mates won't come to the gigs, why the fuck would a stranger come?
That's right, man. Exactly right. That's well said.
But just good attitudes. Come in with a happy attitude. Don't be a douchebag on social media.
Yeah.
Like, just don't be a fuckwit.
Yeah,
Straight
dude,
up.
don't be a shit
Be a
cunt.
good cunt, and you'll be alright. You'll go places.
Dude, hashtag be a good cunt. That's a new movement I'm trying to do. Alright, so I want to start this new segment, man, called Facebook Stalk. It's where I go through your stuff from over the years and find some funny stuff, and fuck me, there was some ripper shit on yours, dude. So I'll pass you... These are the photos, man. And talk us through this first one. So... You're at Fluid Underage with the boys.
Yep, the boys, the squad.
And if you read your little caption, you're promoting it, man, saying like, Fluid bitches, inbox me. What does it say? Inbox me next week's gig. It's featuring Sparksy, myself, Jungle Jim, Orc. What a lineup, just quickly.
That was good.
Dude, talk us through this. Was this your first Fluid Underage thing? What's the go here?
Nah, I done a few of these Fluid Underages. Yeah, it's fucking funny looking at this photo.
So you're young as fuck.
We got Clitty G, we got Nigel, Jakey T, and Susie. That was a good night. Yeah, I did a lot of underage stuff when I was younger. I did work for Southeast Sounds.
Oh, that's right.
Did some of my first few gigs with them in the city.
Sick.
Awesome fun.
Yeah. They're just loose cunts.
Yeah,
young people love it.
When you do underage gigs and stuff, it's just like it's the most awesome thing you can do without being clubbing and stuff like that. Yeah. I used to sell so many tickets. Well, I grinded so hard to sell.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did all the boys? Obviously, you the boys here. Like all the mates get around you and that for tickets and.
Sometimes it was harder than others.
Yeah.
Like I managed to get it over the line in the end.
Yeah.
With the ticket sales and stuff. I mean, some were like you need to sell tickets to get gigs.
Yeah.
And I understood that's what I had to do.
So you just did it.
Like I had nothing off of that.
Yeah,
I
fair
had
enough.
my ability to sell tickets. They didn't know me. I just did what I had to do, and I had so many fun sets playing. Fluid Underage was especially such a standout underage thing. It was really well run. It was probably the closest experience to being in a nightclub. I
was thinking that it's almost as legit as a full-on.
Yeah, they
Saturday night.
did a good job.
Yeah,
those events were sick. I mean, I played before Sparks for one of them. In the big room, and I remember because I played some Sparks tunes before Sparks, and I was young, I didn't know any better.
True.
And I got a message from Asmac, and he's like, "Bro, stop playing fucking Sparksy tunes." And I'm just like, "What do you mean? I'm just warming up for him." I had no idea.
That's a pisser.
Oh, there you go.
On the next one, man. If you get the photo with you and all these other birds.
Oh, I don't fucking can't get to it. It's got dry, so.
Hey. Dude, this is a usual Saturday night for you, is it? What's going on here?
Shannon's 18th.
Shannon, yeah.
Shannon's 18th. Woo, yeah, it was like a fucking, it was like a frat party style thing at some hall in down where I used to live. That was a funny night. That was fun.
What about the next one, man? Flip over to This is YOLO Entertainment. You look sober as fuck here, bro. Jesus Christ. Tell us this one. What's going on here?
This was
The caption, I love it. Probably the best photo.
It was a fucking great photo. So that's me and one of my best mates, Jacob Coombe, and Lefty.
Ah, true. Lefty. Yeah.
For those who don't know Lefty, what a star.
Mad gun.
Yeah, like that was a big night.
YOLO Ent. What's the vibe? What's going on?
So YOLO Ent was a party brand that was put together by the Asmac boys.
Yep.
JT, Justin Taylor, and Stefan Miltos. Miltos, I can't pronounce it.
Yep.
But it was they ran some cool parties and stuff. They had a few DJs under their wing. They were helping me out with gigs and stuff. I didn't actually play this night, but I went down to support it.
Yeah.
I was underage
Big
here.
night.
Underage here as well.
What was the venue? Where was that at?
That was at one of the old Levels venues, it wasn't the TFU.
Nah.
It wasn't Sorry Grandma's. It was another one. I can't exactly remember because the whole night was like, if you look at me, the night was a blur.
Yeah, fair enough.
I actually got rejected from billboards that night.
Fuck, because you were just too shit-faced.
Yeah,
that's good. All right, roll over to number 4, brother. We've got the 100 Cloud 9. The reason I put this in,
100 Cloud 9.
That's good for the club, obviously. The lineup's nuts as well. Some cool names there. But I was going to ask what Cloud has done for you, bro, because obviously that sound and Cloud they work hand in hand, and you're fucking huge at the Cloud events and that.
Yeah.
What have they done for you over the years, man?
Oh,
how'd you get in with them?
Cloud was always a massive thing. Like I remember, I went to Cloud probably about 4 months into Cloud being open. I remember the first time I went, the line was like, you used to have that. There's a building there that didn't used to be there, and it used to come all the way along and then all the way down. Like the line was gigantic. It was like a 2-hour wait. Jesus. And I went there when I was younger. When I was about 16, 17, stuff like that. 16, you reckon? That's a good effort. There's the perks of having a brother that looks just like you.
True.
He's 2 years older than you.
Use his ID.
I'd always wanted to be involved with Cloud. Cloud, when it came in, it was such a superpower, and it still is.
Yeah, it is.
It's still it's a massive. It's the most liked Facebook page in the country, for a nightclub.
Yep.
Which is a huge achievement. They should be really proud of themselves how they've operated and kept it operating this long. It's like 7 years now or something.
It's just crazy,
6 or 7 years, huge. Yeah. It's a big deal having a nightclub run that long.
Oh, it's fucking oath, especially this day and age, bro. Like I said before.
Yeah, most nightclubs it'll make or break in the first month.
Definitely, and they're doing it for this long.
Yeah, so good on Cloud. Cloud gave me a lot of opportunities. I played so many rooftop sets. Yeah. Before I got good sets, I actually remember everyone does. You get involved with these, and I didn't mind. I had Brynny's guest list.
Yeah.
Brynny's guest list got pumping. I love it. I only ever got promoter pay once from Brynny's guest list. I think one night I got 30 people on it, but I wasn't even playing. Jeez. So I know someone from interstate must have just pumped my guest list.
That's mint.
But I used to play I did 5 or 6 rooftop sets, and then I did rooftop, rain room, rooftop, and then basement. Yeah. And then I did rooftop, main room, and then basement, main room, basement.
I love, man, that you did a Frothy did the hard yards and that you did the little rooftop sets, and I mean they're good. They're good to start out on, but then obviously once you get into the basement and the main room, it's sort of fuck yeah, let's really just go hard and do your own thing.
Yeah, because when I was started with Cloud, I was at Cloud every Saturday. Just even when I wasn't playing, I was promoting and then going down. So on Fridays, I'd promote for the Bay, which is what area it is now. So my first residency was at the Bay, which is now the place I run my first event.
Fucking hell, there you go.
So I'd do the Friday nights, and I'd usually get smashed on the Friday nights, and then on the Saturday nights I'd drive into the city because it was much further to go. And
so you did a double Friday, Saturday, and just promote different places.
Yeah.
Right. Alright, flip over number. I think this is the one of you getting signed, man. The mug shot and a half. Have a look at you there.
Little skinny little boy.
Dude, yeah, no shit, buddy. Just a lazy 892 likes as well. So everyone was obviously getting around you. How did it feel, man? This obviously getting these press shots and that, and posting this. Stoked to obviously be finally announced. You said to an elite agency. How'd it feel, bro? You over the moon?
Wrapped.
Yeah.
It was just a lot of validation that I needed because in a creative industry you don't know what you're achieving. You don't know am I going to get a fucking certificate at the end of this?
True.
Because it's not an apprenticeship. You don't know. You got nothing to show for it. And I mean, going to being accepted as part of an agency and getting on a team with like some great acts and and they have great connections with especially Cloud and all that stuff. It was I was wrapped. Those fucking press shots though,
stickers.
Fucking. This was the only good one, believe it or not. This was the best one, and it was just like I remember how nervous I was then. And you see that shirt I'm wearing is from fucking Factory. I had like some jeans on from the Danny Market and boat shoes and shit.
Fucking hell.
Like I look back on it and I'm like, you've grown up a lot since then.
Yeah, you have, bro.
And like I was just like that kid had a lot of bright ideas.
Dude, you put them to good use, man. Because look at you now, bro. And if you actually look at the last photo, it shows how far you've come, brother. I mean, this is the last one. This is the Ultra Australia flyer, man.
Yeah.
Unreal. It's your birthday present. How was it, cunt?
Playing Ultra was good. That was actually the second time I've ever been on the bill for Ultra.
Oh,
so when I did a tour in Europe in 2016 or 2017, I was on the bill for Ultra in Croatia.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, see, the thing about that is that was one of the worst weather events in Croatia ever.
Oh,
and I was on day one of the Ultra lineup in Croatia, which was huge.
Yeah.
So I was so excited. And I was in Dublin at the time, and we flew over to Croatia, and we heard about this bad weather. And like when I was landing in, I'm like, this is fucked. This doesn't look good at all. And the whole first day Ultra was canned, so I didn't get to play.
Oh, you're kidding.
But that night I went with my overseas booking agent to Vanilla in Croatia in Split.
Yep.
And they put me on there.
Oh, man.
And I played in there, and it was, tell you what, man, it was a different crowd, like to understand.
I want to talk about overseas gigs. Is it just another whole level? Like, what's the vibe?
It's a whole lot of like. It's a whole lot of not knowing.
Yeah.
Like what I said before about production is trial and error. So is DJing.
Yeah.
You gotta. I was in Split, and the majority you didn't know where those people were from. Like when you play in Melbourne, everyone speaks English. Yeah. And they're gonna like Melbourne tunes and blah blah blah. And then you play in just other places. But I played in Korea and stuff, and they don't speak English.
It's fucking cool.
So it's like, well, what do you play? Like they know, like put your fucking hands up.
Yeah,
That's about the extent of their English.
Jesus.
The main part, and like this was like people were there for Ultra, so you've got people from every corner of the globe just converging on this little joint, and Ultra was shut, so everyone who wanted to go out that night, like people had fucking got ready, they got alcohol, they got drugs, they had everything, and so like this club, which would probably, I think it would have presumably fit like 1,500 people. There would have been about 4,000 people there.
Holy shit.
And outside was like a fucking mob. Like there was just people everywhere, and it was just crazy. And
you must have been packing them, just shitting yourself.
Yeah, no, like it was. Yeah, I think I'd had a few beers.
Yeah,
so I was a bit.
And did you get away with playing just Brynny? Did you just do your own
so
thing?
like, it took a lot of experimenting, because I'm not going to get up there, and play something that isn't what I'd like to play.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Diora style, Scandal kind of bouncy stuff, bit of Will Spark stuff. I played some my remixes and stuff. They still went really well. But I tried to not make it so specifically English.
Yeah.
Because if you play too many songs that people don't know.
If you played Melbourne Sound over there or something, they'd be like, what the fuck's this?
Mate.
Talk about Melbourne drug scene, they'd be like, oh Jesus.
Nah, that
wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, that would have been full on. But it was a good experience, and this Ultra, playing an Ultra on my birthday was an awesome day. I'm so lucky to have my birthday that time of year.
That's unreal.
Weather's always fantastic.
Yeah. When's your birthday?
23rd of Feb.
Sick. Are you there this year? Ultra? You don't know yet? Or?
We you don't know, because I only found out about this in January.
Yeah, right. So
they told me.
Yep.
Because like anything can happen between now and then.
True.
Like who knows? I could have my son Miracle. I could have a #1 track.
No, legit. Yeah.
But
Miracle,
who knows? And anything can
you
happen.
can also have a fucking kid, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
So you might be doing it.
Yeah. So they can't jump the gun too early on that kind of thing. It's massive business.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of work going into it.
And they bloody pulled it off well, bro. This is a familiar segment, I guess you can call it. This is the Facebook questions. And we've got some real good ones, and some of these are horrible, but we'll get them going. So we'll start with D-Tav, David Tavian, and Ledge from down your way.
D-Tav.
Sick cunt. Done a few good things in your life, mate, he says. Being one of Australia's biggest DJs, starting a successful night and turning your life around. What pushes you to keep going each day and not
be satisfied with what you've got?
I just
What pushes you?
got to be hungry for more. Like there's so much more you can get in life, and I realise that now that I'm not drinking and I'm taking better care of my health. That my health is everything I got.
Yeah.
And just living a life where I feel free to do whatever I want. It's just like I want to make my parents proud.
Yeah.
I want to be a better person for everyone. I push because I know I can.
Yeah.
And not many people can. We're lucky. I'm lucky to have what I have.
Definitely.
And why the fuck would I waste it?
You've just got that passion and drive, bro, from the inner, which is sick.
Yeah, mate, you gotta have it.
A fresh Kiwi, a bit of a different sort of question. Clean the bathroom, please. You boys live together, yeah?
Yeah. He should clean the fucking bathroom, man. I don't fucking leave shavings and shit in the thing, man. Like, fucking Kiwi, clean the fucking laundry, Kiwi.
Oh, dude.
It's next to your bedroom, man. It's full of your shit.
It's full of his girls that have stayed over. Jack Maguire, what inspired you to do what you love and keep pushing every day for more goals? And what was your greatest moment in the industry?
Oh, greatest moment.
It's a toughie.
Well, I think I covered most of that first half of that question.
True, yeah, you just
Inspired
did. So,
by,
just yourself, keep grinding and pushing.
Yeah, like just, I get inspired by a lot of people. Inspired by people who start small businesses and people who succeed and people who have the guts to do something on their own and I'm inspired by people who work 9 to 5 jobs.
Yeah,
because
true.
They want that security and they can, they've got goals, and I'm inspired by people who have families.
Yeah, fuck oath.
People who, they value their families, and people. I'm just inspired by people who give passion to everything that they do, whether it be their family, their job, or their fucking project car, man.
Yeah, dude.
I wish I had passion for my project car, piece of shit.
Yeah, I've always seen it's been taking a few months, hasn't it, to fix this?
A few years, man.
Jesus.
I've had that thing for over a year and a half.
Oh, well, you'll get around to it, mate. But what about your greatest moment in the industry?
One of my greatest moments, I reckon, playing. One of my favourite things, my happiest things that made me happiest. I played Good Life Perth. I played after Sparks.
Yep.
And before Jono.
Fuck.
And that was such an epic set. Like I was
Jesus.
Yeah, that was just unreal. I mean, that was a huge moment for me, and just hanging out with Jono.
Oh, it's unreal.
And, cause I've always idolised Will, and Jono was always cause I love that vocal cutty stuff like that.
Yeah, of course. Would have been sick.
Always loved that, and I had lunch with him that day actually, just randomly. Because we're staying across from the casino, and I went and had lunch there with Lamana, and he just came down and sat down. He's like, "Oh, you mind if I sit with you?" And I'm just like, "Fuck yeah, dude."
Did he recognise you?
No, he had no. I don't think he had any fucking idea.
Yeah.
I asked him for a photo a couple of days before.
Yeah.
And he just asked if he could sit with us, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah. Nah, there's no room, bro. Sorry. You can sit over there.
Daniel? Can you go?
Yeah.
He's got an entourage.
That's unreal.
So that was so epic, and it just. Constantly being able to travel, going travel places and seeing the world and stuff, because people save up all this money and they go and travel and stuff. And
you get to do it as a job.
Yeah, I've been to some amazing places I never thought I'd ever go.
Yeah.
South Africa is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and I absolutely love the place to death.
Yeah.
And I've been there 3 years in a row. I'm not sure about if I can go back this year, but. I'd love to go again, and just going there is just falling in love with this country and the people there, and
that's unreal.
It's just such a it's really,
I want to go to Africa in general, bro.
Yeah, so, I've been on a few safaris, man.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
The other one I've done is Bali night safari, man. It's not the same. I couldn't
Bali night
imagine.
Safari, yeah, don't that tigers and that.
Yeah, legit. They come over, they're almost going meow because they're fucking so high.
That's sort of right.
Jay Knight, being a young tucker from Cribby, did he always want to pursue music, or was there another dream job in sight if music didn't take off as well as it has? Let's verse it area.
Yeah, let's verse it area.
That's what he says.
Yeah, we get the verse happening.
Yeah. What about the other dream job? Did you have another one that was backup or?
To be honest, I wish I could say that I did.
Yeah.
I had fucking no idea.
Yeah, fair enough.
How many, if you're going through school right now and you know what you want to do, then you're blessed.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's hard being uncertain, and I mean I was always an uncertain guy, and I think that's because I was uncertain because there was never one thing that I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And there was a lot, and that's why it's never just been the DJing. It's always been a side hustle, and it's always been, have the club and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
do all that stuff. Yeah, like I think when I was a kid, I wanted to be a pilot. Like,
Dude, me too.
fly
legit.
planes.
Yeah.
But then I realised I was fucking deadly afraid of heights.
I fucking hate flying, so I don't think I'll be good at the front.
I think I was alright. I was alright with it. When I was like young, and I used to love the planes and stuff.
Yeah.
But now I just get like vertigo. I'm like, oh god,
Oh,
can't do
dude,
it.
that's so weird because I used to want to be a pilot, and then I'm like, don't actually like planes. I like them, but I hate being on them, bro.
Yeah, you
So-
just you think they're so cool, and then you're just like, oh no, actually, fuck that.
You know what I do, bro? If I have to go on a plane, I watch a lot of air crash investigation.
Oh, well, that's probably why I'm not
Yeah,
flying.
and I've watched it since I was like 12, bro. So I've seen some shit
Yeah.
on that. But if I know I've got a flight coming, I just won't watch that show for months leading up to it. But as soon as I'm home from that holiday or trip, I'll just fucking watch it, man. I just can't.
Just watch something else, man. Just stop watching it.
Yeah, true.
That seems like your problem isn't flying; it's watching air crash investigation.
Yeah, you're probably right, bro. I'll take that on board. Adam Yui says, do you miss the days of your Taylor Swift bounce remixes, or are you more happy with the harder direction the music is taken in Melbourne?
I guess I miss a bit of I miss the fan support from like when the Taylor Swift stuff was happening.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of fan support from people.
Yeah.
And people didn't give as much of a shit about music then because
True.
it was like if they like it, they listen to it.
Yeah.
And now I feel that it's more so people are liking stuff not because they like it, but because society's pushing them to like it.
True.
Like it's not people aren't making opinions based on their own opinions.
Yeah.
They're basing it off someone else. Someone else is like, oh no, that music's that
Definitely.
music is scum music.
Definitely.
You listen to this, and it just fucks with it fucks with people. Like I enjoy all kinds of music.
Yeah.
I wake up and
What do you listen to outside of...
well, when I
outside
wake
of
up in the morning, I'll get up and I'll do my morning routine. I'll listen to tech hours.
Sick.
Like get around the house and do some shit with that, and then I go to the gym. I listen to a lot of like hardcore and psytrance
Sick.
because that's good for the heart rate.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of acoustic covers.
Cool.
I love listening to big chords and stuff. It inspires a lot of the music that I make.
Yep.
I listen to just heaps of stuff.
Yeah,
you
get inspiration from all sorts of shit, man.
Yeah.
Tish Prosdo says, who were your music inspirations back when you first started out compared to now? You didn't have to compare them, but I guess who were your inspo when you first started?
Loved Avicii.
Yep.
Avicii was amazing. He was, God rest his soul.
Bloody oath.
His melodies and his big pianos and so
Next
a lot
level,
of
man.
Avicii and Eric Pride's. Like
Yeah.
I loved that.
Yep.
The good vibes and stuff like that. I loved Dioro, how revolutionary his sound was. All those what's the word? All those maelstrom leads that he used to use and like heaps of vocal cutting and stuff. Still like adore his music. Like,
You adore it, do you, bro?
adore it.
That was horrible. cunt.
Love it. Love it. And like heaps. I used to listen to fucking heaps of dubstep.
Yeah, because you hear that in some of your tunes, bro.
Yeah.
Especially early days.
Like now I'm probably mostly influenced by. I can't really say that I love a bit of Kygo. Like I'm more influenced by like chords and
a bit more epic commercial side.
Like
More epic than like a. Well, I guess you can't really say that, but it's a bit more different. It's different than your Melbourne inspiration. Is that what?
Yeah, it's like I don't get inspired to make Melbourne tunes from Melbourne tunes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, like I love using big chords and quirky leads and like weird glitchy melodies and stuff like that. Like I just get inspiration from everywhere.
But Sheldon Connolly says, why Essendon's so shit? I agree. Good on you, Sheldon. Fuck them.
Oh, I have no fucking comment for that one.
Nah, fair enough.
Nah, we did all right. We're at least we're in the finals. Fucking
better than the Blue Boys, mate.
Jake Stringer, if you're fucking watching this, let's hang out. You're a star, mate.
I'll join in on that. Fucking hell. Ben Rolls, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? How old are you? 23 or something?
Yeah, I'm 23.
So like 28, early 30s. Where do you see yourself from?
Fucking hell.
It's hard to fucking
Early
answer,
30s. Oh man, I honestly don't know. I hope that what I've learned in the last six months about taking care of my health, that I'm in great shape. Maybe find the right girl or something like that.
Yeah, to settle down, sort of thing.
Yeah, maybe like I still want to be running parties and stuff. I got a lot of like stuff stashed in the head, ready for side hustles and stuff that I want to launch, but I don't particularly want to talk about them too much. But Yeah, like just being happy, healthy, having a good relationship with my family.
Yeah.
You know, getting sun, hanging out with my dog. Norman will be kicking along by
Norman
then.
the man.
Norman will be like, what did you say, 5 years from now?
5 years.
Yeah, Norman will be like 7 then. So
Dude.
hopefully he's not shitting on the floor anymore.
He can hold himself up.
No, he'll probably be shitting on the floor again at that point.
Yeah,
He's probably just start again.
I got one from Mike DA, who's a good mate of the camera dudes here. He says, it's actually quite a brutal question. Did kick bass kill bounce?
I saw that one.
Yeah.
Did kick bass kill bounce?
What do you think?
Nah, I don't think kick bass killed bounce. And I don't think anything killed bounce.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone in Melbourne thinks that bounce is dead.
Yep.
But bounce isn't dead.
Yep.
Bounce is just not popular in Melbourne right now.
True.
Everything is going in its waves. What was right in the beginning, you know, the Melbourne sound was like a kick and a bass, and it was heavy.
Yeah.
And it was really, honestly, badly put together.
Yeah.
And
true.
then what it turned into something like bounce. It got more complex, and it got, you know, they started putting leads in it. They just did like stuff like Gypsy, like Scandal.
Yeah, fucking mint. Yeah.
Which was a hit song.
It's getting.
But it was just the kick and the bass and the lead and stuff like that. There wasn't much about it. And then, you know, it's gone through these waves, and then the kick bass was a thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, that served a great purpose because it bridged the gap between people who liked commercial music and people who like club music.
Definitely.
Because, you know, there's a whole lot more punters out there who like commercial music than they are like club music.
100%.
So bringing them together, that was what I capitalised on.
Fuck yeah.
And then kick bass kind of fallen off a bit. You know, there's still places for it. People are like, oh, kick bass is fucking dead. I'm like, well, how many nightclubs were you in this weekend where they didn't play kick bass?
True.
You think about that.
Yeah, true.
And then, now Minimal's like hot again. But at the same time, Minimal's not at its best right now.
Yeah.
It was at its best maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I agree.
When everyone was like, yeah, sick. And now there's huge techno things.
Techno, yes.
Yeah, so techno is like a thing now more than ever, and which has always been big overseas. But you know, it's you know we're just conforming to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I think you know, like something gets cool and something becomes uncool. So
yeah, definitely.
So people who are like into, you know, techno now, like they used to like minimal.
True.
And then they used to like bounce.
And now they hate that shit.
And then they're like, their music just goes on. People get older, people get different tastes, and they're like, oh no, that's shit, now that's shit.
Yeah.
And like people just move forward. But you see like some of the minimal stuff that Joel Fletcher's putting together now is you know, it's a lot more complex.
Oh, for
so
sure.
it's like it got really complex and then got stripped down, and now it's getting complex
back
again.
up, yeah.
So you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, you know, I wouldn't say bounce is dead because it's not, and it's still huge overseas. It just might just be dead at the club you go to.
That's right, it'll come back. Last question, old mate Max Bishop, nudist of them all, says, does the Melbourne scene have room to grow in Australia / the world? And that's sort of basing off what you just spoke about then. Do you think it has more room to expand at its peak?
I'm not really sure I understand.
So, does the scene and the music that we play in Melbourne, has it got longevity in the world? I mean...
Yeah, well, I mean, you go to Germany and shit, they're playing heaps of minimal.
Are they? Yep.
In
Hungary and all that shit.
Ireland and stuff, bounce is massive.
Yep.
In the Netherlands, bounce is huge.
Fuck yeah.
You know, like the majority, I think about 70% of my Spotify streams on my kick-bass style stuff is from the Netherlands.
Fuck.
So, you know, it's a bit closed-minded to think that, you know, oh, like, this is Melbourne sound. Like, it's not fucking 2008 anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just our thing. It's the world's thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not huge on an American scale. Like, as far as I know, South America, bounce is pretty big.
Yeah.
Dior is South American.
True, yeah.
You know?
And he's doing that, he's doing his part.
You know, like, it's big. People just got such a local mindset.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, if it's not getting played at the clubs right now, then it's not getting played anyway. I'm like, well, you got fucking no idea how big this fucking world is.
Well, Brynny, mate, thank you so much for coming in and appreciate everything you've said. You've changed your life around, bro, and you've had a big ass impact on a lot of people. Myself included, man, if I'm honest. So I appreciate actually sitting down and having a real genuine chat with you, and I think everyone's excited to see what you've got coming out because you're fucking driven, man, and it's so exciting to see, dude. So I think there's going to be more people like you in the scene, man, to be honest. And yeah, whatever the future holds for you, bro, all the fucking best.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. It's been good.
Dude,
thanks to
so
the lemonades.
No worries.
Fuck yeah, Jono, shit.